Ladies and gentlemen, councillors, we might begin. I'd welcome the members of the public and the media to the council meeting, and I remind you that the meeting is being recorded and live streamed. I would ask for everyone to please turn all their mobile phones to silent mode. Please be aware that a hearing loop is available in the council chamber and staff members are available to assist you should you require it. Please remain quiet in the audience during the meeting so everyone can hear the meeting. Anyone that is being disruptive will be asked to leave. I'd like to note that planning meetings do not have public question time, and if you'd like to submit a public question to council, please refer to the information on our website or contact our customer service centre. The City of Case acknowledges that we are on the traditional land of the Bunurong and Wurundjeri people, and we pay our respects to elders past and present. Apologies, councillors. Tonight I have an apology from Councillor Ablett and Councillor Rosario, and noting Councillor Gillich has a current leave of absence. Moved by Councillor Crestani.
Sorry, just a minute, Mr Chair. Sorry, is the leave of absence covered this evening? Does it cover? No. So I'd like to move also...
and Councillor Gillich, certainly Councillor Crestani.
A leave of absence, thank you.
So that'll be Councillor Ablett, Councillor Gillich and Councillor Rosario. Moved by yourself, Councillor Crestani, seconded by Councillor Rowe. If there is no dissent, then that item is carried. Is there a mover and seconder to confirm the minutes of the planning meeting held on Tuesday, 11 September 2018? Moved by Councillor Flannery, seconded by Councillor Rowe. If there is no dissent, then that item is carried. Conflicts of interest. Does any councillor have a conflict of interest or personal interest that they wish to declare? Interest must be declared immediately before the consideration of the item. Councillor Stapleton.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. I have a conflict of interest, an indirect one, with item 1.2, as my father lives very close to this venue. Thank
you, Councillor Stapleton. If there are no other conflicts of interest, are there any items that councillors wish to have withdrawn for further consideration? Given the conflict, Councillor Stapleton, I'll withdraw item 1.2. I'm also withdrawing item 3.1. Does any other councillor wish to withdraw any other item? That being said, is there a mover and seconder to adopt the items 1.1 and 2.1? Moved by Councillor Rowe, seconded by Councillor Flannery. If there is no dissent, then those items are carried. Item 1.2, Councillor Stapleton, which I believe you have a conflict for.
Thank you, Mr Chairman. Indirect conflict of interest, as my father lives in the street right beside that venue.
Thank you, Councillor Stapleton. Councillors, I'll move item 1.2 in my name. Is there a seconder for that? Councillor Rowe. I don't propose to talk about it unless there's any dissent in the matter. If there is no dissent, then that item is carried. Can we please call Councillor Stapleton back into the room? Councillors, item 3.1 moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Flannery. Councillors, as you're aware, it's been a year since I've stepped into the chair of planning. I've had a great time working with the planning department. But might I say, I think over the last year, the planning department's done a tremendous job in turning our time frame of making planning decisions around. It gives them more focus to allow them to talk and look after the more complex matters, and allows the mum and dads to get their deck or their pool installed much quicker than they could before. Councillors, I'd invite Mr Turner up just to speak briefly, and he's got a slide to talk to just in relation to item 3.1. Thank you, Mr Turner.
Thank you, Councillor Jackson, and thank you, councillors. I just thought it'd be appropriate to pause and just reflect on what we've been able to achieve over the last 8 months with the support of the council, particularly in responding to reducing the backlog of planning applications that have been carried forward from previous years. The graph up there is included in your agenda paper, but just to summarise what it is, the red is incoming applications and the blue is decisions made by month over the last 12 months. And the lines reflect the timelines that have been achieved throughout that period as well. So the yellow line being the highest line, you'll see there was a peak back in February of this year. And if you follow that line through to the end of the chart, we've now reduced for that month our total timelines, average timelines for planning decisions to 64 was the average for the last month, and the statutory days was 36 days. So that's as a result of really putting in additional effort, driving down the volume, the backlog of applications that have been involved in the system, and seizing some continuous improvement opportunities that we continue to act on over that period of time. So, yeah, thank you to everyone involved, but particularly thank you to the councillors for their support in terms of what we've been able to achieve over that period of time. Thanks.
Thank you, Ms Turner, and from you and to the entire department and that surge squad from all the councillors. Thank you very much. It's done a great improvement, as we can see there. Councillors, is there any dissent on the item? If there is, sorry.
Our council is aware that we're very grateful for the work that's been done. We're also very grateful for your chairing. Thank you, Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, Councillor Stapleton. Councillors, if there is no dissent, then that item is carried. Councillors, that concludes our planning meeting for this evening. Thank you.